And is there any advice you would have for future students, Simon, that you've learned from your experience?
Of course. The first thing is I remember clearly this conversation we had in the team in one of the roundtables, where someone said, this will happen like that. Just taken for granted, something will happen, they will answer us, or we will contact the vendors and just set it in stone and keep moving forward with it. Don't take things for granted. In a project, everything it's a might happen. With that in mind, you have to plan for all those cases. You have to plan for what might happen if we don't get answers from one customer. What are our go-throughs? What happens if someone doesn't make a meeting? Because, okay, we're deciding what happens if someone doesn't make the meeting. That can happen, that might happen. So don't assume that everything is going to be smooth. With that in mind, plan ahead for what might happen. We had plenty of things that happened not the way, not the smooth way. For example, one of the key relations, one of the key vendors that we had didn't reply us at all. From the first 2 weeks of the project that were the weeks decided to get contact with the vendor. So we were scared about it. And then we had the information of the vendor saying, we don't want them. We don't want to be part of your project. Thank you very much. Like, well, that's not up to you. But and that relation was hectic, and that was one of the key relations Nasheen asked us to incorporate in the project. So what might happen? It's not like, okay, you have that vendor, you have to contact it, everything will go according to plan. Everything might go according to plan. That's my key suggestion. Everything might go according to plan. However, plan just in case it doesn't go your way.
Very important. And so my final question is for you, Nasheen. Do you have any guidance that you would give to future students as they consider a project that they might be involved in?
Sure, absolutely. Well, first, I wanted to say this is a great course and a great opportunity to bridge what students may learn in the classroom with real-life situations to solve real business problems. So I think everybody should sign up for this course. So that's just a plug, but you didn't ask me to say it. So it's completely voluntary.
Thank you.
But more importantly, if I were a student selecting a project, I would look for opportunities that would offer me growth, right? So it's natural for us to look for things that are easy to do, that we could potentially get a higher mark in, but it's harder to look for things that would get us out of our comfort zone. But in the long run, it would be so much more rewarding. So look for the growth opportunities. Lastly, I would say, you know, everybody that's in this place at Waterloo is smart. There's no question about it, right? You wouldn't have been here if you weren't smart. In real life, in the business world, we have a lot of smart people, but people don't necessarily reward, you know, being smart if you just think you're smart. You have to present yourself and make sure that people understand you are valuable. So how do you communicate and present yourself and create that perception that matches your reality is extremely important. And as students entering the workforce, that is one thing you should all keep in mind is you know, your communication skills, how to sell yourself and present yourself to make your value known to the professional world. So that would be my advice.
Well, thank you to both of you for the advice that you've provided. Future employers who may be thinking about approaching us with a project or be looking forward to a project that we've already agreed will be able to learn from your experience and the advice that you've provided to them. So too will students who are participating or considering the course that you've been involved in. So thank you for your time today, and I look forward to working with you both in the future.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Peter.